you want the flowers to grow, you gotta take the lid off the pot.
Honestly, we absolutely love coming. If this doesn't prove it, driving from Houston to Little Rock, playing a show and driving back to Houston, a little bit of madness, but a lot of love. We love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, welcome to SlapperCast episode
225.
That's a sloppy number if I've ever heard one.
It is.
Anyway, welcome to the highway. We're on our way to Little Rock, Arkansas on a sunny Sunday afternoon, 77 degrees, 32% humidity. Barometers, middle of the road. Last night we were in a place called Trilogy Coffee House in Old Town Spring, which is just north of Houston, south of Huntsville, sorry. Fun little room.
Yeah.
Thanks to Allison for booking it and Carrie for caffeinating the crap out of us. That was some good coffee.
It was, yeah.
A friend of ours, Gary Todd, said, 7 o'clock, that's kind of early for you. I said, Gary, they got coffee. And the coffee was fantastic. Chris and Lori showed up.
Yep.
Also, V, the artist, formerly known as Dorian Vicente. Nice to see him again.
Yeah.
But Old Town Spring, man, what a beautiful little town.
Yeah.
There's no corporate bullshit in there. Our friend Bradley Morrow from Black House Cigars. I don't know if anybody here's a cigar smoker, but if you like hand-rolled premium cigars, just watching that guy work is mind-blowing. We've played there a couple of times. We've done a couple of his. We did one New Year's party for him there. We did his anniversary.
Okay.
So he's just opened. So Black House Cigars in Old Town Spring. He just opened a Black House Tavern across the way, and they're doing fish and chips, and they're doing all kinds of. The reviews have been tremendous. And we were supposed to go. I was supposed to take everybody to eat there yesterday before the show, but we sat in traffic in Conroe. There was a road closure on Interstate 45, so we sat for an hour in traffic. Anyway, but Old Town Spring, north of Houston, get a chance, go see it. Wonderful little place.
Yeah, very clean.
Yeah, and like I say, no corporate, there's no Starbucks, no bullshit. It's got real coffee shops, real gifts, handcrafted gifts. And where did we get the burgers from?
Forgot the name.
You forgot the name of it? Not good, huh?
Yeah.
The food was good though. I was really surprised. I had a habanero jalapeno burger, and I wish I wasn't in such a hurry to slam it down my throat. That was pretty good. Yeah, it's a very small stage, but
We've had smaller.
we've had smaller. Yeah, she said.
Yeah, I was like, come on, that was a softball setup there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was saying last night, Patrick and I had had coffee there before, but I didn't know that, I guess I didn't retain the fact that they have beer there as well. So it's perfect. It's actually the room lends itself very well to a rock and roll show. I wasn't really expecting it to be so welcoming to our brand of entertainment, but it really was. It seemed very comfortable in there.
yeah, they have everything there too. It was nice. They have a couple of decent acoustic guitars
Yeah.
on the wall. They got a PA set up ready to go, which we did not use. We used our own. But yeah, I really would have liked to have spent some time there, which I will. I stopped in recently to see Bradley over at Black House Cigars, and and then after I saw him, I get a phone call from Allison at Trilogy saying, "Hey, why don't you play?" So I think Bradley went to work immediately. Which Bradley he is not just an incredible businessman, but he's a network monster. The guy doesn't sleep. So his cigar shop is also a membership. They sell memberships. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you get a code. When you become a member, you become a code. You get a code, and you're able to go in there anytime. That place is yours. You have a locker. They have games. They've got guitars. They've got TVs. They've got lounge areas. I mean, just everything that you need to go and just have a little home away from home.
Yeah.
And nicest bunch of people in there.
We drove in from Houston this morning, no big deal. But we haven't been to bed for a while. The cocaine in Houston's gotten really good. So we're gonna get through this shit real fast tonight, all right? In case you got somewhere to be, Margaret.
Anything new? What's new in the rock and roll world?
What is new?
We got a couple new songs.
Yeah, we're working on some stuff.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hoping to be recording soon.
We definitely we're recording next month in Austin.
You know, that's right, yeah.
Oh, is it this month or next month?
This month. Is it?
It's this month.
Maybe it's this month. Yeah, it is next month now.
It is, yeah. Yeah, we're going to Austin to record with a guy named Brandon Johnson, but we're going to go to his studio and track a song and see if we like them, if they like us, blah, blah, blah. See what happens. Looking forward to that. And then we've got the Ireland flyers, boys and girls, not flyers.
Yes.
These are the postcards. Write to your mother. Or is it word to your mother? What is it? Yeah, write to your mother. Send her a postcard. So we picked these up at the show, and we're going to be leaving these at all the clubs that we play. Obviously, got the dates we were going through October through November, but we're going to be doing it every year at the same time. So take it with it, hang it on the fridge, scare the kids.
Yep. Also, speaking of print materials,
Yeah.
yes, we're going to be visiting a whole lot of Molly's pubs this month. Well, and one Murphy's pub, which is technically a Molly's. But these are not the only shows we're playing in June.
And next month we're going back up to Weston.
Yep.
The wild world of Weston. We added barleycorns in Wichita, Kansas. We're going to do that on the Thursday. We're going to be playing with a band called the Sassenachs. Regular SlapperCast viewers will recall us talking about them before. Our good friends John and Matt Werner and the whole gang of the Sassenachs. They're an 8-piece band out of, I think, 8 or 9-piece band out of just outside of Wichita. And they do a bunch of flog and volley and dropkick Murphys and pogues and all kinds of stuff. And the nicest people you're ever going to meet. Just we met them at Weston, and of course, you know, the town motto of Weston is wanker free Weston. No dickheads allowed. You're not allowed. You just have to be. You have to be one of the cool kids to be with. So we met Matt and Colleen, his wife. That's how he pronounces it. That's not long story. We met them in O'Malley's in Weston and just became fast friends. And there. So anyway, we're going to open for them in Barleycorn because we're playing Weston the next night. We're driving straight to there. It's a long story, but so we're going to open and then they're going to go. So we're finally getting to play with our friends the Sassenachs. So we're very excited. So Thursday is going to be Wichita, Kansas. Friday, Saturday, O'Malley's, Weston. And then Sunday we have a tentative, which I cannot divulge that information because it's not set in stone, and I want to spring it on them before I spring it on you. It's think of it as an act of love.
Well, we wanted to do an acoustic set for you today, but unfortunately somebody sold their acoustic guitar for hair products, and it wasn't the bass player.
Barleycorns, that was the first show I played with you guys.
That's right. Tell us about that, Baby Gap.
Baby Gap. We were talking about that earlier. Was it the first song? Second song?
I think it was the second song.
Second song. Yeah, I think it was the second song.
Nerves were pretty high.
Yeah. I think we opened with Slappers. Yeah. I can't remember what the second song was. We opened, I think, with Slappers. I think that was the first song we did. But then the second song, somewhere in the middle of that song, that's when my drum seat just snapped and just fell to the floor. I was like, what do I do? It was all like, I know we've talked about this before, but your face when you looked back at me was like, something looks off with you. Anyway, I thought that was great. So it'd be fun to go back there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that seat's in the trash. I was like, you're gone.
Yeah, so what happened was what Turbo was leaving out here is the seat.
The rod.
The rod just collapsed into the seat. So he lost all the height on the seat, and I looked back there, and it looked like a 3-year-old trying to play a drum set because his arms are up here, and he's like playing way above his head. And
my knees were so high above my waist. I was like playing like this.
And I
felt like I was sitting on the floor.
Well, I was saying before, as you were starting that story, was the nerves were already high. This is our first time playing. We just essentially just hired him just to take on the road.
Yeah.
And then we jump into this, and the Dirty Gentleman in Wichita, they had opened. The show played really well, and so you want to come in and you want to just give,
play well.
Yeah, you want to show what you got, and it was just so funny. Of course, all the tests that could have happened, and it just nicely played, and to get out of it without whining, without
Of all the drummers that we've gone out, semi cold. It wasn't cold with Turbo. We had rehearsed with him, but there was a little bit of nervousness right before that first note drop. But I should say, like, from that moment on, when you started playing, I was telling him that I've been the least nervous because I knew I didn't have to babysit you like every single second of every single song. That you were going to be able to hang on through all the hairpin turns and everything that we have. And that was just a testament to you to how confident you are. You just kind of exude, even when things are kind of on edge, you're like, I got it, we're good. I'm not leaving you. That's something else.
Dude, thank you.
And that's saying a lot because we played with a lot of drummers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I just never oh my God, no matter what, don't stop. Like, just keep going. Just play through it like you're fine. But as we were going through each song, because you're kind of going into the next songs, I was trying to, I was like, man, we got a long show. It's going to be brutal sitting like this the whole time. So I was lowering everything down, like one drum at a time, as I could get it down, to try to make it so it didn't look so obvious.
Yeah.
But my knees were like, I just remember my knee was like this. I was like, well, if I can do that, this will be fine.
Yeah.
There's so many of those catastrophe style moments that the one that comes to mind for me is we were playing Austin, and it was Paddy's Day, or it was a big event, and they had put a tent over the whole street, and I mean just wall to wall people. Fido had given us the headlining slot, blah blah blah, and we went on there, and just nerves are just incredibly high. And we started, and it was of course first song, and the guitar strap of my guitar just fell off. So I'm holding the guitar, and I'm like trying to hold the guitar. The guitar is like falling, and I've got my knee up, and I'm trying to balance it and push it back up because I can't play. I'm just holding it. I don't want it to fall. And the late, our good friend, the late Patrick Fleming, jumped up. I didn't know this guy at this time, but we became fast friends after that. But he jumped up, and he grabbed the strap and the thing, and he put it back on. So because I'm singing and we're trying to keep the song together, and he jumped up and he just tapped me on the shoulder. He goes, "Sounds great. You're doing great." I like that kid.
Yeah.
So that was the moment where I was like, all right, now we got it. Thanks to him, you can't recover from that. You can muddle through it and whatnot, but it's just you can't. It's one of those things you're just trying to do so much to just keep it going. And one of the things that we don't do in this band is we do not train wreck songs. We don't we don't let the song die. Sometimes it's to our detriment, but
right
to keep, just keep it going.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I remember that's happened a few times. Either you managed to solve it yourself, or like somebody like Patrick jumps on stage. But I can't do anything if I'm in the middle of playing a song. Yeah. Because then it's going to fall apart even more. Yeah. If the bass disappears. So I'm just standing there going, shit.
Oh man, it's those moments where you're like, just got to handle you.
Yeah. what's your moment, Chad? What's your stage moment that comes in? Fuck.
Man, I've had my strap pop off too. I would just have to go down to my I'd have to go down on my knees. And there's a couple of times I remember doing that, and I just couldn't move because there was no way I could get around to put the strap back on, and everybody would be looking at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
So I got a good one for you. Or one that comes to mind is I'm gonna say I was probably 16 years old, and it was me, my brother, and this guy Eric Griegel, and it was us three, and we're gonna enter the city talent show. And it was down like underneath the London Bridge. And so we entered, us three. We're going in there as this band. And you get to play one song, right? You only get so many minutes. So we made up a song. I can't even remember the name of the song. We made up.
Hate.
Huh? That'd have been awesome. It's almost as good. Oh man. Have I told that story on the podcast?
I don't think so.
Oh god, that's just one of my favorite moments in life.
Yes, I know.
It was but we start playing, and the song's called Mustard Jam. That's the name of the song. I swear to God, Mustard Jam. And my brother's like, none of us.
Can we leave that on the show though? I don't know. If
You don't want that? That's how.
No,
That's how. None of us. There's no singers in the band, so my brother's like, well, I'm gonna talk, and like we're gonna make this. I'm gonna talk through these parts, and we kind of wrote a song where we played for a little bit, and then he talks, and we kind of made a song like this because we were like, we are doing this Battle of the Band, or it was a talent show. It wasn't like a Battle of the Band, it was like a talent show. We wanted to do it really bad, and well, anyway, we start playing. Some kid, I say kid now, but he was older than us at the time, gets on stage, and he's kind of like, like mosh pitting by himself on stage. Well, he hits my brother's amp.
Oh, jeez.
Knocks it over. The cord snaps inside of it. Done. We're done. You can't get the amp back on. Next thing you know, we only had like 3 or 5 minutes. I forget how long we had. 5 minutes, I think you got. And that was it. We literally played maybe 20 seconds. And that was it. And so.
And you won.
No. Heck no. They came over and gave us the participation thing before it was even over. Like, they were like, here. Like, oh man, I was so mad at this kid. I don't remember his name, but I remember seeing him in high school. Like,
No, I remember his name.
You're my mortal enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was kind of like, I think I played maybe 10 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
It was that quick.
Oh.
It was 20 seconds worth of music. Like,
God damn it.
yeah. Anyway, but that was it. We're like, maybe we shouldn't do the talent shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another band that was real popular in town, and kind of older guys.
Yeah.
Called Gut Fiddle. We looked up to them, like, we just thought, man, they were the coolest, and they all came.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them came to see, and epic fail.
Yeah.
It's a crash.
Did you ever enter a talent show, Chad?
Talent show?
Or beauty contest?
I don't know.
That'd have been awesome if he said yes.
I guess early teens. No, mid-teens. A friend of mine, Clive McDonald, called me up, and he goes, you play guitar, right? And I go, yeah, good. You're playing bass in my thing. We're entering this talent contest. I said, why do you need? No, I don't know how. He will just come over and play with us and just see what you think. So I went over and I hated it. It was 3 chords, and but he goes, come on, we'll do it, and unlike our little friend in Trilogy Coffee, I was the only one with long hair. The other guys kind of looked like they, just got out of prep school. So we rehearsed this. I think there was 3 songs. You got, X amount of minutes. They had 3 original songs, and we decided we were going to go do this thing, and I said, okay, I'll do it. So I show up, and on the day I wore a t-shirt that said "fuck off and die," jeans, and I dressed up like I was going to play like a Slayer concert or something. And those guys, I show up in their little corduroy pants and their
Polo.
yeah. We're at the gig, and it's a whole bunch of like Mary had a time, just all these different kinds of things. I'm wearing this shirt, and I was going, oh, I guess I misread the room. So we got up, we played, and I just completely forgot everything that we had practiced. So I just started like just going, you know, pretending like I knew it. And we got it right up in the paper. 1-0, but we got it right up in the paper, and they were like, "Yeah, nice shirt." You know, they talked about the energy being pretty good, blah blah blah. You know, and
Wow.
my T-shirt, but
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I completely.
How old
forgot.
were you? 18?
Oh no, early, like 15, 14, 15, yeah.
Oh man, those years are the best.
Yeah. So no talent show, Mr. Elemental Penguin never entered a.
No, I mean the closest I've been to that was when the Change was in the Battle of Bands. It's not exactly the same thing.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah. But this was at Fitzgerald's.
Yeah.
We made it all the way to the finals. It was a pretty big deal.
Who won?
A band called The Rain. REIGN.
Yeah.
I think I've told the story before. It was one of those fun sort of momentous nights for us because Fitzgerald's was packed. It was upstairs at Fitzgerald's, absolutely packed to the gills. My mom was there. My dad and his wife were there. They were dancing. I'm pretty sure we did Ziggy Stardust in our set too.
What?
Which I sang in that band.
I thought we
And
wrote that.
I think Dad was up with his wife dancing while I was singing Ziggy Stardust. So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I was just remembering a story talking about
Catastrophes.
yeah, not this one where we kind of triumphed. It's one of the many times I had trouble with my bass amp. I can't remember what the problem was in this particular case. There's a period there where both you and I were having amp troubles a lot, and almost always turned out to be the cable. There wasn't anything wrong with the amp or the instrument. But in this case, I forget which amp it was. It just completely crapped out. And somehow we managed to cobble together. Remember this? We had one of the JBL speakers that we had, like an extra one with us, I guess. I'm not sure why. So I just plugged directly into that, and that was my bass amp for the rest of that night. That was at Old City Pub. And it actually turned out all right. Didn't sound too bad.
It was better than a piece of shit amp you had. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't remember which amp that was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, those nights kind of show you who you're dealing with as well. You know, when you have it's the end of the world. You know, that you have that guy, or you have the
Big app.
yeah. You know, I've told the story before, but when we played that, there was a cancellation for this big festival up on the river in Ohio or something. We get this call, we go up, we play this show, we headline this show, and there's, you know, big screens on each side of the thing, that massive thing, we get a big intro, we get all the stuff, and my fucking amp just craps out. We ended up playing acoustic guitar direct.
Yeah, the stage crew was no help at all.
Oh yeah, just everybody disappeared. They're just gone. I mean, up until the moment where we hit the stage, we had
They were
two big roadies.
Yeah.
We had you know, everything, you know, dusting the floor off beneath our feet, you know, just everything you could imagine and more. And then as soon as we hit the stage, everything gone. It's like they were all like union guys, and they were just
exactly right.
gone.
Great time.
Yeah, and we were just in hell. And then kind of coming up with a set, let's go, no, we can't do that one, can't do that one, can't do that. It was just all these songs to where, you know, so all those people that show up to this, you know, big show, and we don't even get to show them what we can do. We're, you know, it's frustrating, but we didn't stop. We didn't, you know, we just made it happen.
You know, it was even worse, which was bass amps. Remember when we played Spring Thing?
Yeah.
We were talking about recently.
Oh yeah.
And we were told there'd be a backline.
Oh my god.
Which there was, except no bass amp. And so the band before us, I forget which band it was, he had an amp up there, and so me and the sound guys were going, hey, is it alright if this next band uses your amp? He goes, oh yeah, sure. And then they finish, and then he starts breaking down his amp. And then we're still asking him, what, are you gonna leave your amp? Are we gonna next band use your amp? He's like, yeah, sure. As he's taking it off the stage, he keeps saying, yeah, I got you, man. I'm like, fucking asshole. So the sound guys, the only way we could figure this out, because I had no, this was before Patrick and I were still using amps, we didn't have direct pedals or anything. So there was the only way I could go direct was for the sound guy managed to cobble out this crazy, cobbled together like a hybrid cable that was it wasn't even an instrument cable, it was a speaker cable to an XLR.
Yeah.
And it was like maybe about 6 feet long. So I had to stand like right by the soundboard, plug directly into the soundboard. He tried to do his best to put me through the monitor that I had, but I literally could not hear a damn, or feel a damn thing that I was playing. That was the only time I think I played a show where I was just going completely on, muscle memory, couldn't hear a note, couldn't feel a note. But it was still a fun show.
Yeah.
Very interesting crowd there. Was it like 4 in the morning by the time we went on or something?
No, it was late. It wasn't that late.
It was after midnight though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they didn't put us on the right slot. They told us where we were going on 11 or something, but it was the prime spot. But then they put it wasn't the Pink Floyd thing that went on after us.
That was after us, yeah.
But yeah, but the people that were on before us, it's again, I don't like to. I'm good at it, but I don't like to put down other bands. But when you're playing covers and nothing but covers and sticking exactly to the, you're carbon copying the cover. You're not putting anything new into it. When you're just doing that, you can pretty much go on in 2 o'clock in the afternoon when everybody's still napping. You don't need to be, you know what I mean? It's just, and not adding anything to your stage show. Everybody was just standing there and just, like they were strapped to the soundboard and couldn't move.
Right.
Cable, So, that was the annoying part of that day. But again, everybody was incredibly nice and cordial and, not like, it's such a strange profession that we have chosen, I'll put myself in harm's way, I'll put myself in the company of Egypts to perform and to, and then you're at the mercy of the sound guy, at the mercy of the weather, you're at the mercy of the things. Oh, if only we could work it for contour balance.
Soon.
I know.
Soon everybody will work for Kevin.
Are you all working for me? Yes.
What are we going to do today, Pinky?
Yeah.
Same thing we do every day.
Yes.
Make teeth for the world. Change the world. One smile at a time. Oh, man.
Yeah. Turbo Bezos.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would do me a big, big, big favor, like you haven't done enough, well, put your hands together for the light of my life, Miss Tara Devlin, my daughter. She came with us today. Right there. And not too much. We only brought her along in case the van breaks down. She's gonna push it.
Sorry, do you have any like band horror stories, like where something went wrong and?
I don't know. Like other than the occasional, I don't know if this happened. I think this happened more my sophomore year, where it would just be like something like we're performing and maybe like the battery is off from the actual band.
Oh, really?
And, like, I think there was one part in my sophomore year show where the front ensemble was always like going too fast, and they were playing it too fast, and we were behind, and we were trying to play like upbeats, like in like corresponding like back and forth phrases together, and they would always go ahead of us, and they would always get. I think it's because they're in the front and they have a clearer view of the person conducting. So just that would happen sometimes at competitions, and I'd personally be like, I can't do it. When someone's off time, it sticks out too much to me.
Yeah.
Not some people don't hear it at first, but I hear it like almost as soon as it happens.
Yeah.
And I immediately know something's off.
So then they have to concentrate extra hard just to make sure you're staying.
So something like that, or there was one time I think this was during rehearsal, where we were trying to do like a backwards march. We're like at a line, the trombones were like a diagonal line, and I forgot who tripped over who, but the guy in front of one of the freshmen at the time, like fell on him, and his whole like bell like bent, and he had to get it fixed in like the same day, which he did, thankfully. But it was just at the time it was like, oh no.
Gosh.
You know, we got football season's coming up and we have a broken trombone already.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that.
I went to see one of your recitals at Sam Houston, and it was just you and the pianist, and this phenomenal pianist was backing you up, and credit to your internal clock, because you had missed a phrase.
Yeah.
You just kind of panicked. It looked like you panicked for a second, but your recovery which was stuff that I look for all the time in the way I play and sing. Sometimes I'll get way behind or way ahead of it, on purpose, and I'll try to recover. It's just one of those things I like to do. I like that moment of fuck.
Yeah.
But your credit to your, because I thought, oh, that's it, the song's dead, and you had recovered it, but the way that you had kind of pulled it back into the phrase was just. But I remember she was this pianist she was Asian, and she had not shown much emotion in her play. Her hands seemed to show all the excitement of the thing. She would, the more dramatic the piece got, she would, but stoic, very blank. But I remember that one point she kind of smirked, like, nicely done. She had that, it wasn't a smirk, it was the congratulatory, nice recovery. But that was good. I remember that.
I remember when we rehearsed it together, I would stop, and she says, don't stop, don't stop. You keep going. And that time I didn't stop. I just kind of, I may have stopped for a breath, but then, kept playing on. I think she appreciated that. Because I had learned to do that in high school. They taught you how to do that. Because we would do solo and ensemble and play in front of judges and stuff.
Yeah.
And I had done that. I had made that kind of same mistake. I didn't stop, but I made the same mistake I did in the recital almost. In my first ever solo. It was during pandemic, so we had very limited people. But I remember playing my first ever solo for high school, solo and ensemble, and I remember I missed something, but I was too focused, tunnel visioned into the music that I just kept playing, and the pianist I think she caught the part where I skipped to, because I can't remember where I skipped to, but she caught me and she kept playing with me because she knows the piece well enough.
Yeah.
And I remember getting the judge's notes back, and I got a superior rating, even though I skipped 5 measures. He said, yeah, you skipped 5 measures, but just your recovery was great, and the pianist obviously knew to follow you. So he said, great work otherwise. So I was like, I still got a superior rating, even though I just blanked for a second and skipped 4 or 5 measures.
When you
go down.
Yeah, and when you have it internally like that, when they because you're never. The thing I love about playing music, it doesn't matter what your instrument, you're never going to master it. You will always improve, but you're never going to master it. You're never going to be, there's nobody on the planet that is the master of guitar, piano, blah blah blah. It's just never, that's what I love about it. So, but and the people that are so good that don't really need to practice, it's a whole new animal, and I'll never understand that. Appreciate it, but I it doesn't make sense to me that somebody can just naturally have that ability and get really good, but music is just, it's so one breath I'm saying, this is what we chose, and we're at the mercy of all these elements and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, with all that said, I wouldn't go anywhere else. I wouldn't do anything else. Well, maybe contrabands.
Backup plan.
Yeah.
Always plan B.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And I also want to thank you again. Live music is dying. We go around the country all the time, and there's very, very few places like this where everybody's here. Thank you so much. It means so much to us, and to Gene, and to your man behind the bar, Jerry.
You got songs to kill? No? You had the whole trip. We've been on the road for 18 hours.
I'll do it that one if that helps you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I can't kill a song I don't know.
Oh, I know that one. Can't kill a song. Yes, you can.
There's no reason to kill
Okay, I'll go
something.
first then.
All right, good. Do it.
All right, so I think I'm gonna kill first today. Right, we're killing songs.
Kill, shine, do what you
So
want.
I would say last night, but this is a couple nights ago now. When we played at Trilogy.
Yeah.
They after the show's over, we're packing up, and most places are playing music overhead, and it was a song came on. It was either Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. It was one of those songs, and I don't think we ever figured out who it was, but it was one of those songs, and I'm like, I just never got into the boy band thing. Like, I never was a big deal, so I'm killing a Backstreet Boys song, Everybody. That song, Everybody, and I just feel like those bands are like the side B to the 90s all songs, comp CDs that come out. So I'm taking that song out.
Yeah, I couldn't get into the 5 or 6 of whatever it was choreographed, and there's the bad boy and there's the thing. So you talk about carbon copy. I mean, it's exactly the same as the other one.
It's like New Kids on the Block. It was all the same. I mean, wasn't that the formula?
Yeah, I don't exactly. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell one from the other.
I mean, I was telling you this the other night. Was with Adam, the guy I played with, he said he went to NSYNC, and still, like, I don't know if it's to this day, but I would bet he said it was the best show he's ever seen, hands down. And for a moment there, I was like, maybe I should go see a show. Like, he had me almost convinced, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna pass on that. But so anyway, that's my song. I'm killing.
All right, then shine a light. Go for it.
I'm gonna shine a light. So this one was inspired. I was watching a movie this last week with Stacy, and so we were watching Hunger Games, the original one, and Lenny Kravitz was on there, and so I want to shine a light on a Lenny Kravitz song. Don't give me that face. That song, Fly Away, that he has. I freaking love that song. I always have. I used to listen to it all the time, and now I freaking love it. So I'm shining a light on it. It's back in my playlist.
This segment is a testament to his patience.
That's all right. You gotta reach out, man. I like that song. I think, it came out in the late 90s, and it was like, I don't know, man. I was kind of on my own back then and just doing those things. I just loved it.
Yeah.
It was a song I had on repeat. So,
I understand.
yeah. I'm not even Justified, dude. I love that song. So,
I know.
this
I
kind of
know.
thing.
I know.
I'm gonna get you a poster. When's your birthday?
I don't have a birthday.
Anyway,
I
I'm shining a
haven't-
light on Lenny Kravitz song because he was in the movie, and I went, oh man, what's that song I used to like? And then that's how that started. So that's my shine.
Oh. I'm going to shine a light on a song by Simon and Garfunkel. The America.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just melody and lyrics, and I don't know if you've ever road tripped with your family. Of course, Chad's an only child, so growing up, we're only child. He's got a brother now, Preston. Hi, Preston. I know he's watching. He's an avid SlapperCast.
All the time.
Well, yeah, he just sits and waits
Well,
for
never
these
shuts-
episodes to
that's
pop up. And but if you've ever been on road trips with your family as kids, you end up playing those games in the cars. I remember going through Germany and Italy and just go through these huge tunnels. We had to hold our breath
Oh yeah.
for one, and the other thing too was back in the day, my sisters were all into this, John Travolta and stuff. When we're in Italy, and of course we're so racist as kids, we think everybody from Italy's name is Travolta, and there's John Travolta. They used to, we play games with the cars, and anyway, so that song to me was so playful, and so the melody of that song is, and of course their harmonies,
Yeah.
second to none.
Yeah.
But
It's one of their
when
best.
you have that, when you have all those points in your not pressure, but when you have all those, when you check all those boxes of harmony, melody, rhythm, and then lyric content and
Yes.
delivery, it's nearly a fucking perfect song.
Oh, it puts you in there. The lyrics
Yeah.
through about the cigarette and
Yeah.
everything is just so
Bow tie is really a
tactile.
camera. Yeah,
you know, you
so,
just feel like you're in the, not only in the song, but in that, I mean, especially even knowing, I guess you kind of have to know the 70s to feel like the 70s with it. Even, I think the song, was a song that was like late 60s, I guess, when it came out. But it just makes me think of the early 70s. And that song was a favorite of my father's. He always associated it with early family days of, you know, when I was still a baby, and he and my mom were moving from New Jersey to Chicago, and that road trip. And the line he always mentioned that he really loved was that counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike. That line just made him emotional hearing that. And with that in mind, Davey and I selected that as a song that one of the songs would be covered in Under the Covers.
Wait, the late
Davey
Bryan?
Bryan, yeah.
Oh man!
And so Dad got to see us playing that. That was a kind of a pivotal moment in a relationship between me and my father that Davey had a hand in making reality. So that song means a lot to me.
Well, fuck it then. Now I'm gonna kill it. No, yeah, that song again, being on the radio at the time when you're traveling and stuff like that. It, even as a kid, I don't know. It found a place in my head, and it just sat there, and it became a part of my DNA. It was one of those. And then when you don't hear it for a while, and it pops back up, and you hear it, and then all those aforementioned. So just all the song is so brilliant, but then all the memories that it conjures up in a second is we're in Louisiana. Welcome to Louisiana.
Hey. Before we move on too, when Davey and I used to do that song,
I haven't even finished the sentence.
So,
I'm just kidding.
Davey would take the high harmony, the Garfunkel part, and I can't even sing it right now. You know, that high part that Garfunkel does during the chorus. You know, that high note in the last, that Davey would take that part, and he just didn't even sound like him singing it. He just nailed it every time. So anyway,
well, Davey, you know, we've spoken. Well, you can't talk, you can't say enough good things about our Davey. But he, I never forget. Back in the Outback Pub, mid 90s, Richmond Strip, Houston, Texas. We had a Beatles night, and all these guys, just, you know, just Beatle connoisseur, Beatle know-it-all, Beatle, you know, and again, I wasn't that. I always loved the Beatles, but I was never, I never dissected their songs like these guys supposedly had. But I'll never forget that one time where a band was on the stage, and it was this mix of all these different players from all these different Richmond Strip cover bands, and they'd all got together to do this Beatles stuff. And so they're on the stage, and they're doing a really good rendition of one of these songs. And Davey standing beside me, and he goes, he's kind of shaking his head, and I was like, what is wrong with you? He's going, they're leaving out the best part. They're missing the best part. Yeah. And he sang the high harmony on one of these things. And as soon as he did, I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. And the song was ruined for me. Yeah. This band was playing their hearts out. They're doing their best. And Davey sings that part in my ear. It's like, oh, fuck. Yeah. It was, even now, adios, amigo. Even now, it just having that memory of that thing, was like, oh my god, you know, Davey was just it was a superb musician. It
was unreal, because you hear him singing his normal stuff. Yeah. You would think that if the Beatles sang, he would be doing the John Lennon parts, like, which he did sometimes when we sing it. But yeah, he his range was crazy. It was really good.
And his stamina when it came to note holding and to, oh my god, that guy could hold a note. It was like that circular breathing. He could hold a note for months on end. It was just incredible. Anyway, so the song I'm going to kill is this is tough. I just wanted to kill a Chicago song just because, but but I won't.
Oh, come on.
Well, I just can't remember. I just don't know any of the names.
I don't know the name of the one I'm killing. So.
Huh?
I don't know the name of the song I'm killing.
Okay. It's okay. I'm gonna do a broad swipe today, but just anything Peter Cetera and
Solo.
his solo stuff,
Oh,
or Chicago, all gone. Good night. So,
Okay. Wow.
kind of a cop out, but
Does he have a name?
yeah.
Episode no name.
Yeah. Yeah. Satira. Fuck you. So bad. Anyway, so that's about to be. Chad, you're up.
All right. Like I said, I don't know the title of the song. I don't know who the artist is. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. And you probably won't even be able to recognize it from my mangled impersonation of it. But it has that riff. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum. Is it ringing a bell, anybody?
No.
And the chorus is you know. I can't do it.
Well, just do a regular voice. Don't do it.
Whatever the fuck that is, I hate that song.
I can't hear it. Can you do it one more time?
No.
I seriously couldn't hear it.
Do it again.
Which part?
The whole thing.
The last part. I think.
Do you remember that movie with that one guy? That's what it's like right now.
Are you smelling toast right now, Chad?
Toast?
Burnt toast? No. Heart attack? Well, I mean, it sounds annoying, so
Yeah.
kill it. Yeah.
It's a recent song, like in the past 10 years or something.
Okay.
Okay, and so the song I'm gonna shine a light on, this is an unusual one.
Wait, did you just make all that up? Is that just made up?
Yeah,
I feel like that's just. He's
No,
like, I'm gonna earworm these guys all day to think of a song that I just made up.
I'll find it and I'll play it and you'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I want to say that I know what you're talking about.
All right, so song I'm shining a light on.
Yes.
This is an unusual one.
Ooh, that's not like you.
Well, this one is really unusual. I found myself wondering, like one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, of course, is the soundtrack to the first Star Wars movie. Some of the greatest symphonic music ever written for a film, John Williams. So I found myself, there's one piece in there which is called, just named after the scenes that it's written for, Ben's death, the TIE fighter attack. I think it's one of the greatest, catchiest pieces of music that John Williams has ever written. It also really struck me as something that would go really well in a rock, like metal, like prog metal kind of thing. So I started looking up to see if anybody's actually covered this. It turns out quite a few people have. Not only did I find a prog metal cover of it, which is actually quite good, but also found one that plays it like a lounge act, like a lounge big band kind of thing. But the piece that I found, the metal piece, there's a band called Galactic Empire, and very well played. I think you would even enjoy it, Patrick. And it starts off with this like
They'll have to fucking fly away.
Really, yeah, it's really heavy double kick stuff that
I'm not even hurt. It's fine.
There's a lot of really heavy double kick
There's
stuff
still time.
in the beginning part, which I think is a little bit overdone. But once it gets past that section,
Yeah.
there's like nothing I would have done differently if I was even capable of playing music instruments the way these guys are playing it. That is my one. That's my praise for this band and that piece. My criticism of them, though, is that when they perform in full cosplay getup. So they're dressed up like Boba Fett and stormtroopers and you know, whatever. So you can't see any of their faces. And the one performance footage I found of them playing that song was at some convention somewhere. Star Wars convention or whatever, comic book convention. And there was no real drummer on stage. The guys were just standing there, not moving, playing their instruments. And in front of them, they had these dorks prancing around with lightsabers. So you couldn't even see what the musicians were doing. Like going, how is this even about the music now at this point? Is it just about the toys they're running around with? So that part kind of annoyed me. So I don't really know much about the band, like who's in it. It's quite possible it's just one guy who's playing all the instruments. I don't know, and then maybe they're just miming the parts on stage. But the way those songs are pieced together for a rock band, I think it's like 2 guitars, bass, and drums. It's really quite good. So I highly recommend that Galactic Empire.
Check it out.
Yeah.
All right. You reminded me of another piece that I don't listen to enough that I think is phenomenal. Is Glenn Campbell playing classical gas? Out of this world, so good. And a lot of the instrumental pieces to kind of get tied up in repetitive sections over and over again. Not this. This is just really, really cool, catchy melody, great tempo, so well executed. I've been watching a lot of Glenn Campbell live stuff. But that's 70s stuff, 70s, 80s stuff. When that guy just playing guitar is as easy as it is for me to screw up playing guitar. He just so flawless. Such an incredible maestro. Anyway, my favorite soundtrack is The Sound of Music, but we know that, right?
Yeah.
We do. Good. Just so you know. Do you have a favorite soundtrack? Do you?
I think it's
A lot.
soundtrack.
A lot?
Soundtracks.
Pick one. Yeah, not that many, huh?
And there's a lot. Pick from.
What about Pulp Fiction or Reservoir
pretty
Dogs?
good.
That's pretty good one.
Yeah.
It's just because we were talking about that. We're talking about the
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier today about Surf Rider, I think.
Surf Rider.
I have a couple favorite soundtracks when they come from certain composers.
I don't know. I have to think about it.
I know. I see that. It should be at the top of your head.
It's hard because you want to think favorite movie. You're like, you want to.
Yeah.
Do I like the movie? You start to think.
But yeah, it's rare that I've sat through a movie and go, oh, I like this. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. But Sound of Music being a musical and every song being pretty
There
fun.
aren't a whole lot of movies now, unless it are like really good songs like that that are they're not written for the film.
How to Be Single?
Yes.
Wow.
But it just seems like film scores in general, just aren't as memorable or as catchy as they used to be. Maybe this is a thing about getting older. But even remember the Untouchables? We talked about the Untouchables briefly a couple shows ago. But that had really great music in it. You know what I'm talking about? I can't even summon it to memory right now. Do you recall the Untouchables soundtrack?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the soundtracks have changed.
Yeah.
I guess
Now,
I'm not proving my point.
It's like top songs, right? Like the most popular songs or songs get on these movies instead of it being like scores written,
Yes.
things like that,
The first, I think it was the first one of True Detective, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. There was I remember the music being very strange in that, but really well placed, I thought. And it harkens me back to the old spaghetti westerns and how much I loved those, that kind of Ghost Riders in the Sky style epics. There wasn't just somebody sitting singing a song about missing his, whatever.
The great T-Bone Burnett is the guy who curated that soundtrack.
That's right. I couldn't think of
One of the things he's famous for is putting together great soundtracks of films.
Check out the Big Brain of Brad. There we go.
Yeah, I like the big scores that go with the scene. They're like, not to use.
Okay, well, here's another
Kind of like, like when the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie's out, like they're building the big scene and the music's with it. It's not like a song that's almost independent by itself. It's a song that goes with it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah. Well, that's again back to the little spaghetti westerns. Those songs, although most likely plucked from an artist of the day or whatever, they were put to fit the scene. It seems like now people are trying to, well, you know, my cousin's band's got a song, so we're going to put it here. And it's just square peg in a round hole kind of stuff. So here's one for you. Of our current set list for Blaggards, which song could fit in a movie right now? I have one in mind.
Of our stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, El Paso.
That's the first.
That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
I know. I just think of that as a.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Absolutely. And PLFM for sure.
Yeah.
But El Paso, I said that about it when you first wrote it. It just has a very cinematic quality to it, even without the lyrics.
The movie Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. You remember that one?
No, we've talked about it before.
Yes, it needs to be. If anybody's into film, good, you know, but good score, decent score. But one of those movies that would have gone way under the radar. I did go way under the radar. Excuse me, but it was one of them that I was very, very pleased that I caught. Lucky enough to see in the movie theater. But that song. I'm working on an original last night. I played you the thing, but it reminds me of a song. Oh, I know I've killed them before, but two kills today, re-killed maybe, but Blues Traveler.
Oh yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Once upon. Come on.
Yeah.
Run around. Run around.
Round here,
And then
run
the other
around.
one is.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah. Anyway.
That is Run Around.
Yeah, it is.
What's the other one?
The same. Yeah.
Is that their only song? Do they kind of
No.
No,
They have but they're all.
There's another hit that's essentially the same song. I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway. Good. Die again. And then. Anyway. Oh, so many.
I haven't killed or shined a light on
Let's go.
it, so
You're up.
You kind of reminded me of your kill there. I remember, I think I wanted to kill this earlier, but I had to pick one right now. I'd kill Sweating Bullets by Megadeth.
Ooh.
I just don't like the
I don't like his
style.
voice.
Yeah, the rest is fine in that song. The voice is just, it throws me off every time.
Yeah,
I try to enjoy it, you know, because there's some Megadeth songs I'm good with, like, that are good.
Yeah.
I think it's the older ones, mainly, like the ones back from, you know, when they first started.
Yeah.
But just that one is very hard to get behind for me.
And so I have to jump in, but the Hangar 18 by Megadeth, and I don't like his voice, but I can listen to that song because that groove in that song is good. Now I've never gone to see Megadeth. I tell a lie. I bought Connor and his friend tickets because we were going to go see Suicidal Tendencies were supposed to open for them, and they didn't open. Houston was the only date that they didn't play on. So we're at a fucking Megadeth concert. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? Awful. No stage presence. No. Just. Oh, and I think it was 2 or 3 songs in, Mustaine got all pissed off. Oh, what a shock! And he storms off the stage and he goes and he fired the guy in the spotlight.
What?
Yeah, fired him.
That's what he was mad about. Was it like
The spotlight guy?
Well, he wasn't. I mean, he was pretty bad, but still made a. You know, instead of having somebody go get rid of him, he left the stage, goes and then he comes back and then he tells everybody about that. Anyway, so sorry. So go ahead. I had to jump in with it.
No, you're fine. That was actually funny. I didn't know that happened. I forgot you even went to that. I think I remember you telling me.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
Yeah. But and then my Shine a Light is a little different. I don't know if many people of your people listen to this kind of music. But it's another Irish singer. The song I want to shine a light on is From Eden by Hozier. Or or Hosier, however you say his name. I think it was one of my friends who got me turned on to the song, because I already liked him a little bit, but this is the song that really made me, oh my god, I love it. Like, his voice is great, you know, his melodies are great. And my friend was like, this song reminds me of you, and I just can't figure out why. She's like, I don't know if it's just because the singer is Irish or whatever, you know, it's just like, I don't know. And I listened, I was like, oh sure, it's gonna be something I'm not gonna really like. But I listened to it and I was like, oh god, I really like it. You know, it's just like,
What's the name of the song?
it's called From Eden.
From Eden? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
So it's really nice. It's just,
Yeah, that's cool. I love when the song not only rises to your expectations, but then it turns into another song.
Yeah.
You've given me a lot of songs like that where
Yeah.
I was able to.
It's like you don't expect to like it.
Yeah.
And enjoying
Yeah, I'll still always be grateful for Rammstein.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I know I would have enjoyed them, but because they'd always be off in the, you know, they'd always be out there but close.
Yeah.
But ever since we listened to and your introduction to them turned me on to made me a fan.
Dude, they're awesome.
Yeah,
They're freaking awesome.
Yeah, there's no question.
Yeah, I have moments where they'll come through my playlist. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then for 2 weeks, I'm like all into it. I'm just like, love it.
And the art, I can't get over the art.
So good.
They're visionaries.
Yeah.
They are, and like a friend of mine said, Kent. He said, you know, those guys could start their own religion right now. They could. I mean, well, they have.
Basically.
But
And I remember I still have somewhere a singer's, it's like first poetry books.
Till Lindemann.
Yeah.
What's the book called?
I think it's on Dark Nights. That's one I have.
Beautiful. You read me some of the stuff, and it was just.
Yeah, it's just, he's got such, you know, he has a lot of, I think, past pain, but it shows what he turns that into his work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he struggled a lot growing up, you know, but he's even in his solo project, he's shown great.
Yeah.
I just love everything about that band.
Yeah, you know, there's another band that was really good live. I never got into them CD-wise, but they just happened to see him at another show, and it was Powerman 5000. You heard of them?
Didn't that guy die? The singer?
I don't know. I don't know much about him other
I think
than,
he's dead.
dude, they rocked live. I was like, man, this band.
I saw videos.
Yeah, it was
I
just
know.
from like start to finish. I was like, I don't need to see the headliner. Like, that was badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool show. There's a few bands you just stumble in like that.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well,
what the? You know?
So would that be one that you've would that be one somebody that you've seen in concert you didn't know about and then you become a fan?
Yeah.
Is that one of those moments?
Yeah, it wasn't. I think I bought a couple of their things there, but it was somebody I was like, oh, dude, they're awesome live. I was just telling everybody, just go see them live.
Yeah.
Don't even listen to their shit. Just go see it live. Like that's how you got an intro into them.
Yeah.
Just go see them. But
Did you ever come across anybody like that, Chad? Like, you see somebody in concert you never heard of and become a fan immediately? It's difficult now because it's hard to go see it because of the constraints, the budget constraints that they put in. It's hard to see 2 or 3 really good bands
like at the same
on the same venue. I know we went to see when I took Tara to see Ghost. What's it, Temple and
Twin Temple, Volbeat. Twin Temple,
and Volbeat. And that's a decent lineup, but everybody had like a minuscule amount of time to play.
Yeah.
So the headliner can do it. And understood, you know, you don't have all day, all night to be at a show, but now I could see us opening for a Social Distortion, Reverend Horton Heat, but a lot of the places now it's pay to play. If you want to go on the tour, you have to pay these bands X amount of, and what band has that income to start out losing money on a tour when it costs, you know, X amount for gas, X amount for lodging and food and maintenance and gear, you know. So anyway, not opening that can of worms again, but just to say, you know, the days of going to see, and I'm scrambling now at the top of my head to think of that show, but there was a couple of shows, the SFX in Dublin I went to see, the RDS in Dublin, where somebody would open and you go, whoa, you know.
Yeah.
I'm now a fan, you know.
I can't think of anybody I heard that obviously, if I had become big fans of theirs that way, I would remember who they are. There was somebody open for JD McPherson when I first saw him play in Austin, who was really good. Don't remember his name. That's about it. Most opening, I'm sorry to say, most opening bands I see are very forgettable, or even annoying. Like I just want people to shut up.
Case in point, when we went to see Iron Maiden in Austin, the last tour, the Senjutsu, the opening band was so forgettable and so weak, stage-wise and musically, and image. You know, everything was off, but they were trying. But it had all been done.
Yeah. So
it was, it's so difficult. It's such a hard. But quick shout out. We got to wrap this thing up. We're already in. We've crossed 3 state lines, and we've only gone 10 miles. So, and that's nothing like us to cross a line, right? So, I do want to say to our friends in Houston and the surrounding areas, if you're out and you're looking for good rock and roll, you want to see a really good band, some friends of ours that we've known for a while, but we finally connected. We played a show with them, but I want you to go see the Kaleidoscope Project. Check them out, and I want you to also check out our friends up in Dallas, Punkbury. They're doing a lot of the same stuff as we are, but very, very fun. And we're going to Blaggards as now, you know, as in Trilogy Cop and stuff like that. We're going to start looking and starting to play in places that do not typically do live music, and that's going to continue as long as these places that we're you know, a lot of these places that we have, like tonight we're going to Arkansas, to Little Rock, the Hibernia Tavern in Little Rock, Arkansas. They don't have TVs anywhere around where the music is. They don't have tables that face the back. You know, everything in there is aimed at the stage, and people come in there for the music, and they have live music there all the time. It's just, it's incredible, and that's why we're driving this obscene amount of fucking miles to go play a show and come back, because it's, you know, the Hawk Winery was fun because it's set up around the music, and you know, all O'Bannon's, all that same stuff. The places that we absolutely adore playing are the places that we don't have to compete with the basket weaving tournament on the fucking 12 big screen TVs in front of the stage, you know. So we say that. Do want to direct you to our friends that are playing live music, that are doing a really good fucking job, and they're bringing you something different. They are doing covers as well, but they're also bringing you an energy and a passion that's been lacking. Like Chad said, you know, when you go see an opening band, or you go see a band and they're just kind of staring at the floor, or they're not. You know, the Fugates were there. Sharon said, she goes, you know, I never see the same show. That's what we want. You don't want to just pick up, throw it into the next, you know. So, lastly, we've got the shows for Ireland picked out. Now, we mentioned that we're going to Ireland a few times, but I do want to say that we have nearly nailed down Galway. We've got Killarney, and then Cork and Dublin, well, Bray. So, looks out. So we got that.
So pumped, dude.
I know. I'm so excited. But that's what you get. So yeah, it's just as usual. Don't turn off your TV. we're gonna have we got great news from our friend V yesterday about Ireland. Some more stuff gonna be unveiled here, and then we're going to have. We said a few weeks back that we're gonna do just a small clip of our do's and don'ts and things to bring and what you need for Ireland. We're gonna have that. Actually, we've delegated it to Doc, so Dennis O'Carroll is going to give us a rundown of what we need, what to bring, blah blah blah, and it's going to be brilliant. So we're going to do that this week, FYI. So we're so glad that you are listening to us here on SlapperCast, and a lot more coming. And I think next week we're going to have Heidi and Tara. Thank you for the camera work, handy camera work. And thank you all for coming to the shows, checking out blaggards.com, Patreon, we love you. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's go rock.
Yes.
Little rock.
Little rock.
See you. Cheers.